Liverpool manager's private text he sent to club owners after apology for state of team. Asterisk. Jurgen Klopp might be a Liverpool legend today, but the German didn't always have things easy at Anfield and will know exactly the pressure Arne Slot is under at the Moa. In fact, things were so bad for Klopp when he took the reins on Merseyside that he actually received an apology from Liverpool's owners for the state of the squad he inherited. The German manager was unfazed by the predicament he found himself in, though, and simply explained to his bosses that all he needed was time. Slot, who spent around £450 million in the summer transfer window. He doesn't have quite the same excuse as Klopp to fall back on, making his current situation all the more difficult. Liverpool are in a downward spiral, both domestically and in Europe, having lost 9 of their last 12 games in all competitions. Most recently, the Reds fell to 3-2-0 and 4-2-1 losses to Nottingham Forest and PSV, respectively. Asterisk. This downturn of form has left Slot under pressure from both fans and the club's hierarchy to turn it around or risk facing the axe. Although, as Klopp once revealed when he received an apology from Fenway Sports Group, the board is understanding. Asterisk. In 2021, Klopp said, "At the beginning, I received a message from the US saying, 'Sorry for the squad we've given you,' but all was good," I replied. "It just needs time. There is a very strong tie to the owners. They support a lot. I just want to win football matches, to be honest." Klopp went on to become champion of both England and Europe, winning the Premier League and Champions League on separate occasions. Slot, of course, won the Premier League at the first attempt, but is struggling to put together a consistent run of form this season. This is despite spending hundreds of millions in the summer, including £125 million on Alexander Isak. Asterisk. Isak, alongside Florian Wirtz, are yet to find the net in the league this season and have not performed to their best capabilities, as far as fans are concerned. However, Slot is just as shocked as everyone else about Liverpool's current run of form. Speaking post PSV loss, the Dutchman said, "I think it is a shock for everyone. For the players, for the journalists in here, for me, for everyone. This is a shock, and it's very, very, very unexpected. If you look at the quality we have, is it a lack of confidence? I didn't see that in the first half. Of course, it is hard if after losing 3-0, straight into this game you concede a goal. I saw the mentality these players have shown so many times since I am here. Came back in a way you would like to come back. Created chances. We kept them in their half, and after another setback by conceding the 2-2-1, I also saw us creating chances again to score the 2-2-2. Asterisk. But in the end of the game, I did see it affected maybe 1 or 2 players that we were 3-1 and 4-1 down. That's true." When asked if he thought it was fair for his future to be discussed so heavily, Slot added, "I don't think it's important if it is fair or not, but that it's normal that I understand. If any manager around the world loses football games, let alone as many as we have lost, it's quite normal that people have an opinion about that, and if that is fair or not fair, that's for other people to judge. But that it's normal? I think it is that if you lose so many times that people start talking about that." Asterisk. Arne Slot's problem perfectly summed up by Jurgen Klopp revealing why he quit Liverpool. Asterisk. Arne Slot finds himself in a remarkably comparable situation to the one Jurgen Klopp faced before the German left Liverpool. Midway through the 2023-24 season, and after nearly 9 years at the helm, Klopp shocked supporters by announcing he would be quitting Anfield, citing fatigue and the unrelenting demand for excellence. The 2019 Champions League winning boss confirmed he would leave the club once the campaign concluded. In the weeks leading up to his exit, Klopp offered a glimpse into the motivations behind his decision, motivations that could end up pushing Slot towards exit too. He worried that remaining in the hot seat would worsen the decline that had ended with Liverpool finishing 5th in the Premier League and trophy lists in 2022-23. In short, he removed himself for the long-term good of the club. Asterisk. The football hasn't been great the last few weeks, and as a result, you start hearing people say that I look really tired. I'm just old, Klopp told Sky Sports in May 2024. I'm about being in it 100% until the last day. That was always the plan. I was sure that if I didn't make that decision now, next year it could have been tricky. The thought of picking yourself up for another preseason to make big decisions? Asterisk. For that, you really need to be full of energy. Minus 80% is not enough. That's the truth. It's too much. It's a 24/7 job. Yes, there are more important things in life, but if you really care, then it's 24/7. I did it for a pretty long time, and I knew I couldn't continue to do it at the standard necessary for a club like Liverpool. Although Slot cannot reasonably claim to be dealing with the same level of burnout that Klopp described having held the Liverpool role for only 18 months, he will surely recognize his predecessor's commitment to high standards. that are clearly not being met right now. The Reds have endured their worst spell of form for decades, losing 9 of their previous 12 games in all competitions. What started as a sturdy defense of their Premier League crown has crumbled into a full-on crisis on all fronts. Wednesday's 4-1 loss to PSV in the Champions League marked their third consecutive defeat by a margin of 3 goals. After back-to-back 3-0 losses against Nottingham Forest and Manchester City, consequently, Liverpool have dropped out of the automatic Champions League qualification places and slid into the bottom half of the Premier League, a place they have not occupied at this stage of a season since 2012-13. Intense pressure is now weighing heavily on Slot, and while he is believed to still enjoy the support of Liverpool's hierarchy, that support could vanish swiftly if results and performances fail to improve. The upcoming schedule does provide some respite. Next is a clash with a struggling West Ham team, followed by meetings with newly promoted Sunderland and Leeds. However, a simpler run of matches raises expectations, and if Slot doesn't meet them, he could follow in Klopp's footsteps, either by choice or by the swing of the axe. Liverpool locker room verdict on firing Arne Slot ahead of crucial West Ham game. Liverpool's locker room has been left stunned by the club's recent woeful form. With senior players believing that Arne Slot has been badly served by his squad, the Reds are experiencing their most torrid period in 72 years. Following their abysmal 4-1 Champions League defeat at home to PSV, that reverse came after a third consecutive Premier League loss, where Nottingham Forest also comfortably saw off Liverpool at Anfield. Their dreadful sequence has placed Slot's role in jeopardy, with the Dutchman presiding over 9 defeats in 12 matches. Tempers flared in the changing room following the Forest setback, and skipper Virgil van Dijk, alongside other senior figures, are frustrated by the current situation. According to MailOnline. The general view is reportedly that Liverpool manager Slot is being failed by his players. The squad's overriding sentiment is believed to be bewilderment, with their present struggles arriving just months after they cruised to the Premier League crown. This campaign, the club find themselves in the lower half of the table, and 11 points adrift of pace-setter Arsenal. Several of Liverpool's key men have also aired their concerns publicly regarding their difficulties. Academy graduate Curtis Jones offered a frank evaluation after PSV. "It's unacceptable, to be honest," he said. "As I said, I don't even have the words. I'm past being angry and sad. I'm at the point now where I don't have the words. It's hard to find the words. I'm a player and a fan. I'm seeing it like this. I haven't experienced a team play like this bad and results like this. At the end of the day, we still have that badge on our chest. Until that badge goes, we're always going to fight, try get this team to where it needs to be, and show why Liverpool is the best team in the world. But as of now, we're in the S, and it needs to change." Slot conceded in his press conference that his team have not been performing up to par. However, he doesn't feel let down by his squad. "No, not at all," he stated on Friday. "Although, I do agree with you that our standards, and with the team, they have not been of the standards we are used to and that we want. We believe we can perform better than we currently are. But last season, when we were doing really well, there was a lot of focus on certain individuals, and sire, I always maintained it should be about the team, and the team makes the individuals look very good. If the opposite is happening, we should also look at the team and not the individuals. That's what it's about for me."